Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Guten Tag. Willkommen. So, our second session will be focusing on the theme of seizing future competitiveness, advancing the dual axis of digital intelligence and sustainable net zero transformation. So, our first speaker for this particular session joins us from Thailand, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome Director Jarapong Aimami. He is the Director of Net Zero Transition of SCG Group. Please welcome Director Jarapong. Sawadee
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
We read you loud and clear. Please go ahead.
Okay, can you hear me? Okay. So I'm come from SCG as a logo in the first place, and you see the picture is the solar that we install in the overland. We have the topic that we need to focus. For the topic is the policy, the first one, and the next one is the smart solution. So we would like to start with the policy first. Next, please. Okay. This is the climate change plan of the policy of Thailand. As you know, in 2025, we emission peaking at around 388 million ton CO2 equivalent, and after that we will try to reduce and announce the NDC in 2030 and carbon neutral in 2050, and the last one, the final target is 2065 for net zero. And the next slide is the plan that we try to apply the technology that used to reduce carbon dioxide, such as hydraulic cement, to renewable energy, low methane padding fuel, electric vehicle, or manual management, and the other things. We use the words as just transition to transformation, because the transition I define as just to make a pilot, and the transformation is we scale up the pilot to the big plan or the big solution for net zero. And I'm not sure, I have only maybe now 15 minutes to bring you to the Thai, to visit the Thai plan. That we not only prepare only energy sector, but we prepare energy sector, IPPU, waste and agricultural policy as well. In the domestic implementation, we try to reduce the NDC is around 33%, and for international support, we will support only 6.7%, and for the Article 6, we need help around 3%. That means we need support that finish in 40% BAU in NDC, and more than that, the forest we need to remove carbon dioxide is around 120 million ton of carbon equivalent. Next, please. Okay, this is the roadmap or pathway that the Thai Net Zero Cement and Concrete Association, we collaborate with the cement plant, not only in SCG, to produce this pen and register to the global level. Global Cement and Concrete Association accept this pen. As you see, you see 7 layers to make the net zero as a real thing. The first one to improve the efficiency of design and construction process. And the second one is enhancing efficiency in the concrete products. The next one is reducing the carbon footprint of cement and binder. And the next one is reducing emission from clinker production, which is the most carbon intensive part of the cement manufacturing. The next one is the capturing and storage CO2 emission from cement plant and reducing the carbon intensity of electricity used in cement plant and concrete production. And the last one is the natural decarbonization of concrete and the concrete structure. So this is, you can see the picture, this is the percentage of survey level that we use to reduce, and most of the plant we still use carbon capture and utilization storage CCUS in almost 50% of concrete, cement and concrete industry. Next, please. Okay, when we have the roadmap and the plan in the part of private sector, that when we talk about the policy, we work with the government in the term of area-based approach, because of Thailand is too big to test many things. So we select the Salaburi province to do net zero or low carbon city, because of 80% of cement production capacity in Salaburi, and key economic sector such as many industry, agricultural and the tourist. You see the background of Salaburi is a beautiful, lot of beautiful flower in Salaburi. And TCMA, Thai Cement Manufacturer Association, already have roadmap. And the last one, PPP, that we explain that public-private partnership in Salaburi province, ready to work together with to get green funding and decarbonization technology to prove and do many things about the five sector to reduce carbon dioxide. Next, please. Okay, for the Salaburi sandbox, we call sandbox that we need to test and learn the four things. The first one is the policy and law and regulation. We test the red tap and many regulations that cannot produce, for example, the solar floating in the canal or the other area of the government we cannot install because of the law and regulation in Thailand. The second one is the climate funding, and we need the funding for the testing both in internal Thailand and the global fundings. The third one is the technology that we need to test in Salaburi sandbox, that I will explain the detail later. And the last one is the governance. We need collaboration with the public, private and people, that I told you in the last slide. Next, please. Okay, in the concept of collaboration, in Thailand, we must think about the collaboration very strongly, because nobody or many people think about collaboration is the other work, but the collaboration is three main topics. The first one is collaborative mindset. In our mindset, we need to collaborate together. The next one is collaborative action. We need to act together and know, everyone need to know their responsibility to work for his work. And the last one is we need to share collaborative value that make the working process will be achieved. Next, please. And this is the example of PPP and 3C that we expand recently. We start Salaburi Sandbox in 2023 and work with the government. Every picture that we take the picture with the governor, with local governor and the central governor to work together for the 5 sector to reduce carbon reduction. Next, please. For the technology, this is the energy technology that I would like to explain you. The solar solution is very popular for many countries, but we try to improve the process of the solar. For the first one is the solar cleaning robot. You can see from the picture that we have the robot that we clean the solar automatically. And on top of the robot, we have solar. That means this robot use the clean energy as well. This is the first one. The second one is the solar remote monitoring that you can control and you can manage many features from the solar field. And the last one is the drone for solar PV inspection. You can see the dead pixel and you can change immediately by not using a lot of people and use only drone and inspect and monitor and report you to change the dead pixel of the solar. Next, please. Okay, this is the other solution about our as a SCG is manufacturer, the cement plant and cement and chemical and packaging plant. We need to use MA, we call MA, mechanization, automation and robotics. And before we use it, we need to use the concept of lean process. We use eliminate, combine and rearrange, including simplify, for make the process is simple before we install the robot or install the digitization to reduce the process and make the people to work easily with the robot. That is the concept that we apply in our plant. Next, please. And this is the one solution about the products. We have the product that we develop the low carbon concrete and steel to reduce the carbon from generation 1, generation 2 and generation 3 to reduce the carbon from 10% to 50% in the future. But I would like to emphasize that this is not only SDG, but TCMA member, the other, I will not call him his competitor, we call the partner, can produce this kind of cement and use it in Thailand. And we announce that in the next year we will use 100% of zero, use only low carbon cement in Thailand. Next, please. The next one is the solution that we use for construction business. We have the DFMA concrete to reduce waste during the construction, and we have 3D printing technology to print the unique construction, including decoration or furniture to build and reduce the waste from concrete as ordinary or fundamental or normal process. Next, please.
So our vision for One Bangkok is to create a place that people can love and want to spend time in. A global landmark for Bangkok that will enhance Thailand's stature on the world stage. One Bangkok is a fully integrated district with over 1.8 million square meters of gross floor area. We are committed to be the first development in Thailand designed to meet neighborhood platinum global standards. We believe that this will create a better, more sustainable and well-connected district.
ร้อนกลับมาจากฝั่งลูกค้า
I will explain a bit about
อันดับแรกเลย
about this project. It's a big project that we
จะต้อง
use
ได้รายได้ที่ดีสองคือ
low
ผู้ประกอบ
heating
การ
carbon.
ก็ต้องได้
We
ในส่วน
can
ที่เขา
use
จะต้องทำงานง่ายขึ้น
concrete
อันที่สามคือชุมชนรอบๆดำเนินการมีอะไรบ้างที่เขาสามารถ
230,000
ที่จะ
cubic
เกิดประโยชน์
meter
กับสิ่งที่เรา
one only in day.
กองทัพอากาศของการเรียนคอนกรีตครั้งนี้เนี่ยคือเรื่องของคุณภาพอันที่สองก็คือการบริหารจัดการซัพพลายเชนของทั้งสายการผลิตเลย
And in the past of waste, smart solution of waste, I would like to give the example of three solutions. The first one is the Ministry of Interior generate the organic separate waste to reduce the carbon and sell carbon credit to the private sector. And now he announced to use across Thailand. The second project is the waste plastic waste separation by machine. We use this machine to educate the student, the young student in the school to separate waste and use it as a circular economy. And the last one is we try to produce and install the pilot plant that we have the right example from the near province. We need to install the power, solar power around the sorting plant to prevent the odor of the bad smell or the bad smell from the municipal waste that come and create value from each type of plastic and use the plastic. The rest of plastic can use as the alternative fuel in cement industry as well. Next, please. And this is the solutions for agricultural. We have the satellite to see. The first one is unburned farming. We use the satellite to see and stop farmer to burn its biomass and use the biomass in the cement or the other boiler that have the capability to receive the biomass replaced for coal. The second one is we use the model of machinery pool to use the big machinery for a small farmer. We can share the machinery together and low cost to use this. And the last one we apply the alternate wetting and drying for reduce methane from growing rice. Next, please. I think this is the last solution for the fifth sector, for the fifth sector. The smart solution for the forestry. We hope the forestry will forestry and capture the carbon. We use the carbon watch from satellite to monitor and calculate the carbon that can keep or removed by the tree or the forest. The accuracy is around 90%, and we apply from the north and the central area. And we use many kind of the forest to test for the satellite. Next, please. So many things that we talk that we don't done all of things. So we try to clarify your understand that something that we already done, something we are doing, and something we need to do in the near future. And I think many things is still are in the study phase, such as technology that the low ready technology readiness. That means we need to study and check the feasibility for invest in the future. That is I think this is the all of the presentation that I would like to share for the Thailand Net Zero. Next, please. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Director Janapong Aimani, joining us online. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, moving on, we're pressed for time. We don't want to waste any time. Introducing our next speaker. This is a very good partner of Taiwan, Siemens Limited Taiwan. Please welcome President and CEO of Siemens Limited Taiwan, Mr. Frank Kuchner. Willkommen.
Okay, very good. Is it coming? Yes? Okay. Thank you very much, Andy. Thanks a lot. You know, everyone is talking about artificial intelligence and that AI is the biggest opportunity we have at the moment when we talk about doing business, right? But in fact, sustainability is a much bigger business opportunity because AI is only a part of it. We live in times in which digitalization and the need for sustainability is really radically changing the business landscape across industries. And today I want to talk a little bit about manufacturing, so including manufacturing. So in the next 15 minutes, and I try to be fast, Andy, in the next 15 minutes I want to explore together with you how by applying latest technologies, Siemens is providing solutions to enhance manufacturing efficiency on the one hand side, but simultaneously on the same level helps us to reach our sustainability targets. So organizations globally are striving to reduce their carbon footprints, and they do so by adopting digital technologies. And I give you the example of Siemens today, showing that Siemens is providing exactly the tools and strategies to enable smart manufacturing, and this goes hand in hand with carbon footprint reduction. So let's dive into how we can create a more sustainable future together in the following. It's not working. So I need the next slide. Now it's working. Good. So, you know, the complexity the industrial world is facing has never been greater than today. So businesses are confronted with interruptions of supply chains. They're confronted with localization needs from governments. They're confronted with global megatrends like demographic and, of course, climate change. And at the same time, these things go hand in hand with disruptions of technology, fundamental changes in business models, huge shifts in global markets, and of course, a daily more and more pressure on becoming more sustainable. So businesses need trusted technologies partners on their side, such as Siemens, which helps them to navigate through this environment. The navigation through the environment, my mistake, means also that businesses need to find answers to respond to changes in market demands. You're all consumers, customers. Businesses are also customers in a B2B setting. And today customers want to have everything at the same time. So they want to have high quality products. At the same time, they want to have a flexible production. And at the same time, they also would like to benefit continuously from economies of scale. So organizations not only need to streamline their processes, but they also need to continuously improve. The willingness and the ability to adapt to these market changes is not only anymore a matter of competitiveness, it has become for a lot of businesses a matter of survival. And as you know, and this is why all of you are here, we live on planet Earth, and Earth only has finite resources. We don't have infinite resources at our disposal, so we need to urgently work smarter and become more efficient in order to make more of what we have available. So we need to urgently become more sustainable. Now, transitioning from where we are today, when I look at the manufacturing sector, into intelligent factories which are deploying smart manufacturing solutions, is essential in order to gain and maintain a certain level of competitiveness in today's fast-paced industrial world. By adopting new technologies, which you can see on that slide, I don't go through it line by line, but I just want to say, for example, industrial AI technologies or digital twins, businesses can faster react to these changes in the market environments. And in fact, when we look at studies, a recent McKinsey study has shown that 70% of all manufacturing companies already deploy and use some sort of smart manufacturing solutions. But this transformation is not only boosting profitability, you know, in the economy. Primarily it goes about, it's about money, right? So it's not only boosting the economy and boosting profitability, it is also enhancing the ability of companies to deal with the faster and faster innovation cycles and to become more efficient. So one important thing to understand, which is a really, really big tool for us to help us deal with sustainability and to reach our targets, is that we can simulate almost everything in a digital world. So by combining what we have in the digital world, and these technologies already exist today, with the real world, we can plan better. We can become more resource efficient by design. And when I look at Taiwan, and I see here Jie and Jian written on that slide, it is helping us to become more resource efficient while at the same time reducing carbon emissions. And this is what we want. Translated, make more money by saving CO2 emissions. Doesn't sound great? So in Taiwan, as you know, this is also supporting the policy of the government to deal with the water shortage we have, for example, here on the island, or electricity topics. I mean, Dr. Wu's not here anymore this morning, but he was introduced as one of the most important companies in Taiwan. This is true. Everything is about electricity. Growth depends on electricity. Wealth depends on it. Land is short. We are on an island. Workforce is short. Talent is scarce. So we have a need to automate and to become more digital in order to deal with these challenges Taiwan is facing. When we look at it from a global perspective, and this is what you see on that slide, so we can see 30% of all CO2 emissions globally come from industry. 30%, it's a lot. And 38% of all energy generated is in fact consumed by industries. The delta comes from because not all energy generation source is burning fossil fuel. Yeah? So we have hydro, and that's where the delta comes from. But a more staggering number is the next one. Only 13% of everything what we use and produce is recycled. Think about it. We are throwing away 87% of our resources, day by day by day. And this is a huge potential for us to become more sustainable. When you look from a global perspective to Taiwan now, recent government statistics are showing that 51%, in Taiwan it's even more, it's not 30%, 51% of all CO2 emissions are coming from the manufacturing sector, from industries, and 55% of the main energy is used by this sector. So I want to show you in the following a short video, and it's a sketchy video.
In today's industrial landscape, the demand for specialized yet cost-efficient and sustainable machinery products is higher than ever. As smart factories grow in complexity, coping with increased product variability becomes a formidable task. Introducing Siemens Smart Manufacturing. Our automation experts empower you to reimagine your smart factory environment for improved operational efficiency and intelligent manufacturing capabilities. We help you plan operations efficiently, flexibly execute production, and optimize factory processes. With our tools, you can digitally transform complexity into a key competitive advantage. Are you ready to accelerate your digital transformation? Using the digital twin, you can plan, test, commission, and validate production before any physical prototyping begins. You'll discover and resolve issues sooner, saving time and resources. With a flexible manufacturing system, you can manage requirements, customize projects, and automate workflows. These capabilities drive greater manufacturing velocity, helping you achieve maximized productivity. Leveraging the industrial Internet of Things, you can monitor data from products, lines, facilities, and suppliers. Through this transparency, you'll optimize your assets, hitting key performance indicators with ease. With Siemens Smart Manufacturing, you can plan innovative products while saving time and resources, execute production with greater operating efficiency, and optimize your processes and production plans for improved output. Accelerate your digital transformation and drive operational efficiency in manufacturing with Siemens Smart Manufacturing.
So I hope this illustrated a little bit the principle behind in a very simple, sketchy way. Now, the digital twin, what is that? Actually, digital twins are a representation of the real world in the digital world, in a virtual environment. And it's not only anymore about, hey, let's test a Formula One car in the computer first before we put it on the track. We are much more advanced now. So in fact, we are able today to simulate almost anything digitally. And what is the effect of that? I just give you a number. 80% of the carbon footprint of anything we design is defined in the design phase. 80% of anything, of your car, of your pens, of your laptops, 80% of the carbon footprint of anything what you use is defined in the design phase. And this is the potential digital twins have for carbon footprint reduction and for sustainability, huge potential. And in fact, this market alone, the digital twin market, I'm talking about money, talk about business, is growing 60% year over year over year over year at the moment. Imagine that, a compound interest rate of 60%, great, right? So this is actually, people have understood, and they haven't understood because governments are forcing them. They have understood because they know, hey, we can make more money using this. So how exactly do digital twins help us? I brought 3 small examples for you here. So example number 1, during prototyping. In the past, we used to do prototyping and then we had a look at it, look at feel haptics, and then we built another prototype. And this was time consuming, material consuming, resource consuming. All of this is not necessary anymore because we can simulate everything in the digital twin. Second example, data. By using digital twins, we can connect a lot of data sources. We can use this data to simulate and optimize much better than ever before the, for example, carbon footprint of what we produce. Third example is ecological footprint. We can optimize the CO2 emission of anything what we produce using digital twins. And optimize this not only when we design it, but also through the complete life cycle. This means also during operations and the CO2 emissions when we disassemble whatever we have installed. This is also something we need to learn to move into a circular economy. So I just gave you the number of 87% of material which is wasted because we are not recycling it. Digital twins have a big potential there as well, already including the disposal in the design process in the virtual world. So, next slide. As you just saw, the potential is huge and the technologies are at our hand. I'm giving you a couple of quick real-life examples from Taiwan and also outside of Taiwan, how this is already applied today. We just need to accelerate it. So number 1 example is from Taiwan. So we have in Taichung, we have a good base of machine building industry, as you know. So here we are deploying Siemens technology to machine builders, helping them, and there are 2 examples, Hota Industry and Goodwill Machinery, both in Taichung, helping them to improve the stability of their manufacturing process, to increase the usage time of the tools they're using, to automate the calibration of their machines, by using artificial intelligence applications and sensoring. Another good example of doing more with less is Orisol, which is a subsidiary of Puchain Group, the biggest shoe manufacturer globally, a Taiwanese company. And Orisol is really state-of-the-art production technology company for Puchain. And they are deploying latest Wi-Fi 6 technology, they are deploying latest RFID technology in order to measure in each step when you make a sneaker how much CO2 emission is created, so that they can really have this basically also certified per sneaker which is produced, what is the carbon footprint, not only the real footprint, but also the carbon footprint for this product. And this is helping them to optimize already the carbon emissions for their products. And I know them, they are really working on this with heartfelt, so it's not just for slides, they're really, this is their genetics of the company. They want to reduce the carbon footprint. I highly admire this drive they have. Or from outside of Taiwan, Coca-Cola is working together with Siemens to optimize their bottling plants, and using digital twins and predictive AI analytical tools is helping Coca-Cola to achieve staggering energy saving numbers in their bottling plants. And this goes, of course, hand in hand with CO2 emissions. The less energy you use, because you are using better planning tools, digital twin tools, and you optimize your process, the less energy you use, the less electricity will be used, the less fossil fuels will be burned, the less CO2 emission you will have, and nice thing, the more money you will make, because this translates also into profit. So the thing is, and I think you got it already, we cannot do this alone. This is not like a couple of companies doing this alone. It's a matter of society. Society has to work together, and it's in the business area, but it's also outside of the business area. Universities and governments and media and businesses have to work together, and consumers, of course, in order to become sustainable, so that we finally make our sustainability targets. And in Siemens, I give you a couple of examples how we are joining forces with other partners in order to drive sustainability on the planet. So for example, with Microsoft, you know OpenAI, ChatGPT, I think all of you know it. You know Microsoft Copilot, which is based on ChatGPT. All of you use it in your Microsoft products which you use. Also this Copilot we are using now for industrial AI. This week I saw a very interesting interview from Jensen Huang on CNBC, and he said industrial AI is the next big thing after enterprise AI, and he's completely true about it, completely right about it. The next partnership I quickly want to describe is with AWS. This is Amazon Web Services, and Amazon is the biggest, one of the biggest cloud providers globally, maybe you know it. And here we are working together to integrate their AI engine into our low-code platform to allow people who are not really developers to already use AI to optimize their production processes. Then, when we look a little bit further, NVIDIA, I just mentioned Jensen Huang. So with NVIDIA we have a big partnership called the Industrial Metaverse, combining NVIDIA's virtualization engine with Siemens's industrial automation data and creating that digital twin. It's a very big, very successful partnership we have with them. And Foxconn, Honhai Precision, or Honhai, you know it from Taiwan. We recently signed a memorandum of understanding with them to optimize the whole production process in their factories in order to save carbon footprint, to save carbon emissions and to improve their carbon footprint. With Quanta, Quanta is using robotic hardware with Siemens artificial intelligence solutions in order to better and faster and at a higher quality execute production processes by automation. And this is helping us to save energy and to save labor, so we can use labor in other areas. Now, the partnership and the ecosystems can only work, of course, if all of us recognize the potential and go for it. And if we really strive to become sustainable. And this is something nobody can do alone. So we have to do this together. So my pledge to all of you is, let's do that together. And with that, Andy, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to present here.
Thank you, Shub. Thank you. Let's do it together. Partnership is what we're talking about here. Partnership and ecosystem. So given the example of Baochen, Foxconn, and Quanta here in Taiwan, and international companies in such as Coca-Cola, who's your ideal partner? Siemens, once again. Our applause for Siemens. Mr. Frank Goodman, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, moving on, our next speaker is joining us online. This would be Madame Rika Safrina. She is the Senior Analyst of Engineer Modeling, Policy Planning of ASEAN Center for Energy. That's her right there. She's joining us online. Rika, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me clearly?
Loud and clear. Floor is all yours. Okay. Go ahead, Rika.
Thank you very much. Hello everyone, good afternoon from Jakarta, Indonesia. Thank you very much for having me to speak in this forum. Next slide, please. First of all, I would like to introduce my institutions. The ASEAN Center for Energy, or ACE, is an intergovernmental organization that works directly with the governments of Southeast Asia in the energy sector. So ASEAN comprises of 10 member states, including Brunei Darussalam, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos PDR, Malaysia, Myanmar, the Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam. So ACE has 3 key roles, which are catalyst, knowledge hub, and think tank. As a catalyst, ACE strengthens ASEAN energy cooperation by providing platforms for policy advisory, best practices, and capacity building. And then as a knowledge hub, ACE provides knowledge repository and services through data management, publication, and dissemination. Lastly, as a think tank, ACE identifies innovative solutions for ASEAN's energy challenges on policies, regulatory frameworks, and technologies. So we are very much open for energy project collaboration targeting all or any of ASEAN countries. Next slide, please. So the top priority challenges in ASEAN energy sectors are access challenge, resource challenge, and environmental challenge or resiliency. For access challenge, in 2022, around 3.4 million households still lack access to electricity, with several ASEAN member states have not yet achieved 100% electrification rate. And then in terms of resource challenge, securing the growing energy demand that is in line with the economic and population growth. It is projected that ASEAN total primary energy consumption will be almost triple in 2050 in baseline scenario from 2022. Accounting for about 1,100 MTOE, in which still depends heavily on fossil fuels. And then environmental challenge resulting from environmental damage and climate change, which endanger energy resiliency in the region. ASEAN realized that by transforming the energy sector digitally, we can create the energy system to be smarter, safer, and more connected, in which allows better integration of renewable energy, better supply and demand response, and improve the system efficiency. And then digitalization in power network also reduces costs by decreasing cost of operations and maintenance, or O&M, improving power plant and network, reduce unplanned outage and downtime, and extending operational lifetime of assets. Next slide, please. So when considering digitalization in energy sector, the highest adoption potential is within the power sector, given its role in the economy and our daily lives and the natural fit of the electricity sector with the digital technology. The table here in the slide shows key elements of the power sector value chain, along with the examples of relevant digital technology applications and how the 3 energy challenges that I mentioned before fall across the major stages of the energy value chain. Challenges in energy access, for example, requires attention in the specific value chains from transmission, distribution, and consumption. challenges in resilience is connected to mostly resources until transmission, while challenges in power demand are related to all value chains. One commonly cited benefit of implementing digitalization in the energy sector is to save through predictive maintenance, savings through predictive maintenance, which involves a mix of data, analytics, and connectivity. The IEA estimates that the overall savings from digitally enabled measures deployed across the system could be in the order of about 80 US dollar billion per year, or about 5% of total annual power generation costs. Next slide, please. So energy transition in ASEAN is guided by the APAIC. APAIC stands for ASEAN Plan of Action for Energy Cooperation. It has 7 program areas. APAIC is our guideline or blueprint document for advancing ASEAN energy sector. So the aspirational target set in the current APAIC is to reduce energy intensity by 32% from 2005 level, and to increase the renewable energy share by 23% in TPS and 35% RE share in installed power capacity, all by 2025. So this is the current target of the region, ASEAN region. But now the region preparing for the next cycle of APAIC post 2025. So one of the global perspectives that shaped the APAIC is the fourth industrial revolution, and for sure that the next cycle of APAIC will also consider the emerging technologies from ICT, from digital technologies. Next slide, please. So in the current APAIC, almost all program areas have strategies related to digitalization. For example, in the ASEAN Power Grid program area, there is a strategy to explore integrating renewable energy and other digital development into the ASEAN Power Grid. One of the key actions is to conduct at least one activity on smart grid and cyber security technologies and policies for power grids in ASEAN. And then in program area CCT, or clean coal and clean coal technology, there is a strategy to organize regional policy workshops to focus on approaches in investment planning and advances in smart and digital technologies to promote the adoption of clean coal technologies, analyze the future of coal trade in low carbon economy, while also examining the potential of coal innovation, digitalization, and partnership. And then in program area of energy efficiency and conservation, there is a strategy to explore opportunities for digital transforming the industrial sectors to modernize and unlock further efficiency. In the renewable energy, of course, there is strategy to assess the opportunities from digital transformation of energy systems to enhance the renewable energy research, development, and demonstration in the region. Last but not least, in the regional energy policy planning program area, to look at the opportunities given by the introduction of the fourth IR and the Internet of Things, as well as the integration of new technologies such as AI and big data. So as you can see, the governments of ASEAN energy sectors already try to consider digitalization in their policy planning. Next slide, please. So examples where new digital technologies are, excuse me. Examples where new digital technologies are already changing the way power is produced and delivered in ASEAN. First is digitally enabled battery storage to control grid operations and meet peak demand. Secondly, mobile power management, which is built on a digital infrastructure of machine learning, advanced analytics, and IoT communication. Last but not least, blockchain-enabled distributed energy resources being developed by a mix of emerging and established business. Next slide, please. More importantly, digitalization can have a positive impact on energy efficiency and conservation sectors. Fundamental elements of digitalization are data gathering, data analytics, and connectivity between humans, devices, and machines. All these fundamental elements can be implemented to energy efficiency and conservation sectors of residential, commercial, building, transport, and industry by the applications of digital innovations such as IoT, data science and big data analytics, cloud computing, blockchain, and artificial intelligence. The implementation of these technologies can help ASEAN to achieve the energy intensity reduction target. Next slide, please. Our recently published State ASEAN Energy Outlook projects how ASEAN will reach its APEC targets. There are two factors affecting higher RP penetration in the future, which are first, smarter and more flexible grid infrastructure, and secondly, digitalization of the energy system. Next slide, please. Another effort to digitalize our power sector is the utilization of battery and energy storage technology, or BESS. This is crucial in achieving higher penetration of renewable energy and maintaining the stability of the power grid. Currently, the only ASEAN member states who has implemented digitally enabled battery storage is Singapore, but this technology allows them to control grid operations and still meet the peak demand. Next slide, please. In conclusion, digitalization can help ensure that the massive investment in power sector generates the most significant benefit by reducing O&M costs, extending lifetimes, improving efficiencies, and enhancing performance. With that all considerations, some recommendations in power system digitalization are given, in which categorized into two: digitalization-centric and power-centric. This includes introduce technology forcing standards, technology encouraging targets, and to give good environment for innovation and entrepreneurial skills. Hence, the APEC Phase 2 was arranged by taking into account the recommendation given for digitalization of energy sector quite heavily in its program areas. But it is also important to ensure energy security, affordability, resiliency, and sustainability when uptaking the digital technologies in the ASEAN energy system. I think that concludes my presentation. Thank you very much for listening.
Okay, thank you very much, Madam Rika Safrina. Terima kasih, thank you. Madam Rika, please stay online because you are the panelist for the following panel discussion. Please, our staff, we have our moderator and our panelist, and then we have two online panelists joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce the moderator first. He has served for 34 years in ITRI and is still going on very strong. Please welcome Dr. Jack Zhang. 掌声欢迎我们张超群顾问。工研院产科国际所，张顾问，请。He's very experienced, and let us welcome our panelists. Please welcome Mr. Frank Guder from Siemens Limited Taiwan on stage once again. And of course, online we have Madame Rika and Director Jarapong. Please, Dr. Zhang, all yours.
Yes, good evening. So it's a pleasure for me to host as the moderator for the second part of the forum. So since all our three excellent speakers didn't speak Mandarin, so I will use English as a language for the session. See, he can speak Mandarin now. So as you can saw through the three presentations, I think what impressed me is what Frank has been mentioned, the digital twin. I think we have some kind of digital twin here too, two in the remote and two in here. You know? So as a moderator, I think I have the privilege to read the presentations in advance. So I have prepared some questions. But before I go into my prepared question, I would like to open the floor to the audience in here. Is anyone in here has any questions to our three excellent speakers? Anyone, please? So that's why I need to prepare questions. So I think my first question was is going to Jatapong Amani of SCG Group. I think in your presentation you use Thailand cement industry as an example to see how could you bridge the policy support and smart solutions together to reduce the carbon emission of the cement industry in Thailand. So I'd like to, so I think since you have some sandbox exercise in Saraburi, so I think you must be very experienced in to know that there is a difference between from a global and from a local perspective. So how are you going to balance those different needs and when advancing your net zero transformation? Especially how can global goals align with the local policies and infrastructure needs? So, Jonathan, please. Are you with us? You didn't open your. Please turn on your microphone. Okay, please.
Okay. I think we when you refer about the Saraburi sandbox is work as a local, and we try to build the local as the sample to expand or scale up the project to the global. I mean, already Thailand. At the meantime, we met the global player and try to see the technology, including the policy that's suitable for Thailand, and reduce the size to use or test in the Saraburi sandbox. That means I think we use both global and local at the same time, but different way to use it to reduce the carbon reduction or to meet the net zero. And I think COP or meeting or many meeting in the world is like the target in the future. So that try to find out and set the target and improve the target and try to use the technology that suitable for Thai culture. This is very important for local. I think this is I'm not sure I answered I answered your question or not.
Yes, thank you. I think your main concept is maybe thinking globally and act locally to balance the global and local demands. Okay, thank you anyway. So I think my second question is to Frank of Siemens Taiwan. I think in your smart manufacturing concept, the digital twin, and also as well as achieving more with less, I think is fixed trend for net zero transformation. So I think as a leading German company, I think Siemens has been previous advocate. For example, like for Industrial 4.0, smart grid, industrial AI, and other critical advanced technologies in Taiwan. So given the demand for dual transformation, that's mean digital transformation and green transformation. So what is your specific insights or recommendations would you like to highlight for Taiwan, since you are the only speakers in here to have a local knowledge?
Okay, so thank you for the question. First of all, it's important to really embrace digital technologies to help us achieving our sustainability goals. And as I said in my presentation, usually, and this is our experience, it goes hand in hand with economic benefits as well. So the example of the digital twin I gave actually gives a pretty good picture. 80%, and this is really established, 80% of the footprint, of the carbon footprint of anything we produce is established when we design the product. And simulating this design before, without putting it into reality first, helps us to also tweak it, to use other data sources in order to improve it, to optimize it, with the target of reducing the footprint over the whole lifespan of the product. So this digital twin technology, and this is a technology we have at our hand today. It's here today. If you see the 3D goggles you can buy from Google or Apple, and we are really using this in manufacturing, it's mind-boggling the degree of detail we can already virtualize today. So virtualization is one of the big levers in my point of view. The second thing, what we also should consider is speed. So adopting digital technologies, replacing hardware with software, is speeding up everything significantly. Because when you use software, you have much faster deployment times. You can, especially the new technology stacks in software, which are cloud-based, cloud-native, you just have a very fast onboarding process to any software service, and you can really have a very fast time to value for yourself as a user, which makes it really, really attractive to virtualize things we did in hardware before in software. So it's not only reducing the carbon footprint, but it's also doing this in a fast way. And this is how these digital technologies, which have been developed and which are under development now, are really fueling this progress. And now we are adding artificial intelligence to it. So I expect really a incremental, a huge extra potential growth in these kind of applications. Just one last number that just came to my mind. So we are emitting globally 40 gigatons of CO2 yearly, which is a huge number, 40 billion tons. And there was a study from Accenture, the consulting company, and they made a study also regarding digital twins, and that if we would use digital twins more often, more continuously, we would be able to save 2% of that emission, which is actually a lot. I mean, just by switching from hardware to software, with a little investment only, you would already save 2% of these emissions.
Hey. Yes, please.
It's to Frank. Some people say that the misery of discrimination or indignations caused by the misuse of data in the smart manufacturing process is a universal experience, and they think that the social conflict or society conflict is not far from coincidence. And how do you think about that?
I don't really understand the question, to be honest. So when we design a product, we are using data, for example, material data regarding the material. We are using data like machining parameters. What does it take to machine the product? We are also using maybe data like labor data. So how long would we have to engage with laborers in order to produce the product, and the cost related to it. So I don't understand the social kind of
misuse of your information, the misuse of your data. Your data might be so limited.
Misuse for what?
Your manufacturing data or some data from some maybe human right.
Yeah.
For example, so the
I
mean,
you mean personal data?
Yes.
Yeah,
your consumers' data.
Yeah, this we don't use in manufacturing. This you don't use to create a product. You know, you don't use. Let's say, I mean, of course, you need to follow data protection laws of the country where you are in designing that product.
Consumer-oriented data.
Yeah, like behavioral data, right? Yeah, this is not used. I mean, laws in countries forbid usage of these data usually. Like in Taiwan, I know it's pretty strict data protection.
So you don't think that is an issue for your manufacturing process, right?
I think there's something where the government needs to regulate some things, and they do, as far as I can see it, at least in countries like here or in Europe. I know that governments are regulating this, so I don't see that as an imminent threat in my point of view.
I think Frank is mentioning is when we do smart manufacturing, we are doing B2B, not B2C.
Yeah.
So they don't use any consumer data in the process. Am I correct?
Yeah, correct. Yes.
Okay. So my third question is going to Ms. Rika Safrina. So as you have been present, okay, the trend for net zero transformation, use ASEAN as an example. So what do you see as the key challenge and opportunities in combining digital technology with net zero transformation, and how can they be addressed? Especially, what are the main obstacles or solutions regarding to funding, technology, and social acceptance? So please, Madam Rika.
Thank you, moderator, for your question. So I think one of the concerns or challenges, I think already mentioned by the audience just now about data privacy and security. With the increased reliance on digital tools may raise concerns about data privacy and cybersecurity. But we can address it by implementing robust cybersecurity measures and establish clear data governance frameworks that prioritize user consent and privacy. And then the other challenges maybe in infrastructure gaps and technological capabilities, especially in the ASEAN countries that is still developing. So many regions still digital infrastructure to support the advanced technologies, even like internet or network that can create gap or disparities to access the tools that facilitate the energy transition efforts or net zero efforts. So addressing it maybe to invest more on the digital infrastructures. So now not only grid infrastructure in terms of energy sector, not only power grid infrastructure, but also digital infrastructure. How to ensure that remote areas can also still access this kind of technologies. And then the other challenge maybe skills, the skills gap. There may need upskilling or reskilling the workers to use more emerging technologies by having training or equip the workforce with the necessary skills. Last but not least, investment and funding, as you mentioned, the initial cost of adopting digital technologies can be high. So perhaps governments can create some kind of financial incentives such as grants or tax incentives to encourage more investment in digital tools that support net zero goals.
May I add to
Yes,
something? So this is a very interesting point. In order to adopt these technologies and to really have an impact on our sustainability targets so that we can reach them, one of the prerequisites is, in fact, to get rid of these data silos which are everywhere. So we need to really understand end-to-end how a product is used or how it is utilized so that we can end-to-end optimize the carbon footprint of the product and become more sustainable. And that is a prerequisite. Tearing down the data silos, having one data source, allowing us end-to-end basically design to reduce carbon footprint. And here it's correct in my point of view. First of all, the governments need to regulate this, but we as a society also need to make a decision. The climate change is a thing which is not stopping, and a 1.5 centigrade degree Paris Accord is already there. We already we cannot make it anymore. Actually, this is what the experts say. So we as a society need also to make some decisions. What is the priority here now? And governments, of course, need to follow these decisions societies are making.
Yes, I think I'm glad that you mentioned about the issue about the data silos. I think in Taiwan, I think 98% of the companies are small and medium-sized business. So usually some of them, they do not have a very good control of their own data. Some of them in their vendor side, some of them in their supplier side. So as your experience for Siemens operating in Taiwan to assist local companies, so from the data collection, data cleaning, and data usage, so is there any specific recommendations you can share with us to assist the local SMEs to facilitate or to speed up their digital transformation?
I mean, what is really important in my point of view is that a company has a framework how to deal with information. A lot of companies don't have this, like an information management system. And you don't need a government to tell you this, and you don't need government regulations to implement this. This is something businesses can decide on themselves. Data is the oil of the 21st century, and if it's so valuable, I need to better take care of it. And there are certain certification bodies, and there are simple certifications like ISO 27001 for information security, which is a very good first step for a company to get control over how the data and information flow is handled in the company, and to set up a management system for this, have this certified, have it audited, and this is the first step.
So according to the clock, we have about 2 minutes left. So I'd like to open the floor to the here. So anyone in here? Yeah, please. Please wait for the microphone.
Thanks so much. Benjamin Young from the Time Climate Action Network. Just a quick question, and I think any of the panelists can feel free to chime in. But I think when it comes to digitalization and net zero transitions, obviously a big part of it, what comes with it, I think a characteristic is its impact on the workforce. With these dual transformations, there could be different skill sets that are required, different talent pools that you recruit from, different job roles. And so just wondering from your perspectives, either it's from a manufacturing perspective or for harder to abate sectors like cement, or for the energy system, what do you think can be done to sort of address those, especially negative impacts that come with these transitions, and to make sure that they're actually, as we can deploy them as fast as possible to obviously address climate change? Thank you.
Okay, so is anyone of the panelists would like to answer this question? I couldn't see those people remotely, so.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I can share some thoughts on this. So I think it's a positive thing, because as a multinational company, also here in Taiwan and almost everywhere else, we see the topic of shortage of talents and shortage of labor. It's not like we have an abundance availability of labor. So we see this as a huge, let's say, opportunity for us to, on top of the colleagues we employ, achieve more with less. So, and of course the landscape of job profiles is changing dramatically now with AI, and white collar is under pressure. Of course you know that, and it's shifting. But 20 years ago, was there a chief content manager? No, today we have it for Instagram, right? So things are changing, the world is changing, and people need to adapt. If you don't adapt, of course you will, face challenges. So for me, it's not that this is dangerous or it's disadvantageous and posing a threat. In fact, it's an opportunity to develop, to change, and to support the move to sustainability. And we just need to educate the population to get this kind of mindset shift. I think this is the challenge, that we shift the mindset accordingly.
Yes, thank you, Frank. So is there any comments from Jetapong or Rita?
Yeah.
Please. Yeah, Jetapong, please.
Yes. I'm in Thailand. I have an experience about the negative impacts for SME. As we know, the big company can do and can invest many things for the net zero, but the upstream or the downstream of the big company is not enough the budget or enough the resource for do something or to achieve the net zero at the same time with the big company. I think that this one is the problem that we cannot go to the net zero along the chain. So we agree to educate the SME, and the one thing that I think is funding, green funding for SME or soft loan is very important for them, to help them to invest or with the knowledge and technology that they can move with us, with the big company. I think like that.
Okay, thank you. So, Rika, anything from you?
Yeah, I think I agree with all the panelists. I think we need to invest in training and education for more capacity building for especially for the young talents here. So the training can be started from the school to equip with the young generations on the new emerging technologies, so they can adapt to the new jobs in the future. And I think foster collaboration between the regions, especially if we're talking about the ASEAN. Usually each ASEAN member states can have like best practices sharing sessions with each member state, or even with Taiwan or neighboring countries, on how to have this successful implementation for the digital technologies in the energy sector.
Okay, thank you, Rika. So they just told me we have about 3 more minutes left. So any question from the floor? Yes, please.
I just have something adjacent to what was just said. So, in fact, governments have recognized this, and that they need to somehow support and nudge people into going into this transformation. And I have a very good example from Taiwan. In Taiwan, there's an initiative to make Taiwan an AI island. And from my personal encounters in the country with industry partners, I already have met a lot of startups who are supported by the government to set up operations in AI field. And for example, last week I had a very good meeting with a startup in Taiwan. They are having an AI engine to automatically regulate HVAC systems. And so they can basically, with AI and the data going in there, like weather data and how many people are in the building and so on, today, and they have really real life projects, no? Reduce up to 60% of energy usage by HVACs. They don't change the hardware, just by applying the software. So these jobs, there are new jobs being created, so there's a transformation going on. And maybe old jobs, without being disrespectful, but maybe old jobs will disappear, but there are new jobs coming. And with the example of Taiwan, I can really confirm that governments are proactively supporting this transformation.
Okay, thank you, Frank. So I think for talent cultivation is an important issue, I think, during this so-called dual transformation. For example, for artificial intelligence, Taiwan government already cooperate with the local private sectors to set up a Taiwan AI school or AI academy. So try to facilitate or to train talents to be used by different sectors to achieve their digital transformation goal. So I think this issue is a universal issue, not only in Taiwan, but maybe in ASEAN or in other part of the world. Okay. So as they try to remind me, so we are about to close of this session. So before we close, I would like to ask all of you to give a round of applause to 3 excellent speakers of this session. And also, thank you all to stay with us all the way. Okay, so I'd like to close the session. Thank you.
And thank you, Dr. Zhang. Let's take a group photo. Please stay online. Director Jenapong and Madame Rika, please stay online. We do a group photo.
Sure.
Frank, Dr. Zhang, and our online panelist. Oh, you want to do it this way? Okay, yes, very good. Very good, very good. Dankeschön. Okay, 来，我们大会摄影师。Please look at the cameraman. Thumbs up. Director Jenapong, Madame Rika, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Yes, very good. 3, 2, 1. Director Jenapong, your thumb should be in the center. We want to see your thumb. Okay, very good. One more. Ladies and gentlemen, 掌声鼓励, our applause. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Zhang.